Hey everyone, welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. I am Michelle Geeson, your hostess with the mostest, and I am here for our Labor Day episode, which really doesn't pertain to Labor Day in any way, shape, or form, but Labor Day is tomorrow, so there you go. Welcome anyways. Today's tangent is brought to you by coffee. So I just fueled up and I am raring to go. So thanks for joining me today. If you're new to our show, welcome. I hope you enjoy our time together as much as I do. I look forward to this every week. It allows me to meal plan and experiment and try new things, and it's just a lot of fun for me. So here we are. You know, one thing we all have in common is that we've all had weight loss surgery or we're gearing up to have it. But just because we're given this tool doesn't mean we have to be deprived of eating well and doing the things and having the things that we all want to have. Food is a huge part of our lives, whether we like it or not. So we have to learn how to coexist with it. I think my mom a long time ago, a lifetime ago, told me that you need to eat to live, not live to eat. So trying to roll with that mantra. But at any rate, we need to learn how to live alongside food with a healthy relationship. So the key here is to remove the word deprived from your vocabulary, because you know what? There is no reason you should ever have to feel like you can't have this or that. That's not what bariatric surgery or life after bariatric surgery is meant for. You shouldn't be wishing that you could have this or that. You could still have fun with food. We can live and we can experiment. Trust me, it is fun to be in the kitchen. Being in the kitchen should be an adventure, and so should being in the grocery store. It should all be an adventure, and you're on your own bariatric journey, and the kitchen and the grocery store are main attractions. So don't fear it. Learn how to embrace it. Learn how to live large and eat and cook small, and find flavor in absolutely all you do, because I'm gonna tell you something, that is the key to success. There is no one you can tell me that is told that they can't have something that ends up wanting it more. Okay, if you're told you can't have it, give it to me, I want it now. And that's kind of that's how I reached my breaking point. I was so sick and tired of people saying, well, Michelle, you just had like more than half your stomach ripped out. Can you have this or can you have that? And the truth is, I can have whatever the heck that I want to have. Whether I choose to have it is, remains to be seen. I put the control back on my own self. I was the one that wanted the bariatric surgery. I knew I was the one that was going to benefit from bariatric surgery. So once I began to take back control, because when the control freak loses control, all hell breaks loose. So the whole idea is to maintain some semblance of control. And if you live your life knowing that you can experiment and have fun in the kitchen and learn different ways how to remake your favorite dishes, you're gonna be that much more ahead, okay? This is our second chance at life. It's our turn to live life to the fullest. And if you don't know my story, I had gastric bypass surgery April 22nd, 2015. So I'm a 6-year-old in my rebirthday lingo. And you'll hear me refer to my rebirthday a lot on our Facebook page and even on this live recipe demonstration. It's a day to celebrate, and it's a day really to reflect upon, because it was the day for me that I took back my life. It's the day that I decided to take charge and make a permanent change to my lifestyle. And I kind of hope that you view your rebirthday the same way. I've lost 130 pounds. I've kept it off. I've worked super hard. This journey has not been easy. It's had its good times and its bad times and its ugly times. But really, do I have regrets? No, I have no regrets at all. But what I do have is insight, okay? I'm only human. I make mistakes just like the rest of us. I put my pants on one leg at a time. But the difference now is I can spot the behaviors that have the potential to spiral me downward, and I can correct them before they go out of control, okay? So I've dedicated myself and our Facebook page and these recipe demonstrations to showing you ways to live large, cook small, eat small, find flavor in everything that you do, because that is the key to success. It's worth the time and the effort, because I know I'm worth the time and the effort, and I know that you are too, okay? So I've said it before, there's lots of exciting things that are going on our Facebook page. If you're tuning in, it's because you are on our new public Facebook page, so thank you. Please make sure you like and follow it, so that way you have a front row seat and you don't miss a single thing. If you're still part of our private community on our private Facebook page, I want to encourage you and other people that you may know in the same boat to migrate over to the new and improved page. We outgrew that private space, and the things that we want to do and the vision that I have for this community is better sought on a public platform. So I've had people helping me out with it. And right now we're trying to get everybody over to the public page. On our private page, we have about 3,300 people, and we need everybody to move over to that public page. It's super critical. It's going to be the source for all of our recipe demonstrations like today's. It's going to be the source for all of our tricks and tips and recipe slides, future contests and promotions as well. So please make sure that you support Bariatrics and Tips fully, and like and follow our new and improved public page, okay? And remember, if you need specific medical guidance or have questions about your particular journey, please don't hesitate to include your surgeon and your dietitian into the mix. They are your best advocates, they are the pros, and they definitely know what they're talking about. And if you have any questions for me of anything that you see on our Facebook page or in this live recipe demonstration, please don't hesitate to contact me either through my personal page, Michelle Geeson, or through Bariatrics and Tips as a page itself, because I would love to be able to answer any questions that you might have, especially if you're asking particular questions about a recipe or a gadget that you might see, or even a cooking technique, okay? So I want to move forward. I want to start today's show with our Sunday Spotlight. I've got someone I want to feature that I'm very proud of. Her name is Kelly Dilday, and she is actually a 40-year-old mom who lives in British Columbia. She says that she has struggled with her weight for her entire life. She tried every diet out there. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? I think so. I feel like I've tried every diet out there too. Have you? You probably have as well. So, so she struggled with her weight for her entire life. She tried every diet out there, and finally, her and her doctor had a nice heart-to-heart about weight loss surgery. She was on a waiting list, and after 2.5 years on that waiting list, she finally got the call that she was accepted into the program. So she spent the next 14 months logging all of her food, having Zoom nutrition classes, and phone meetings with social workers. Again, very similar process. I think Canada and United States are probably very similar. So she lost about 45 pounds in the first 5 to 6 months, which is amazing. You should be so proud of yourself, Kelly. But then she said she stalled, and she stalled, and she stalled. And just when she thought she couldn't stall anymore, she stalled again. So she says she literally didn't lose a single solitary pound until she got her surgery date and started on her pre-op diet, okay? So she had RNY, gastric bypass surgery, on August 4th of this month. So not too long ago, or not this month, last month. I still think I'm living in August. So she's just about a month out of surgery. She spent one night in the hospital and said that she was sipping water and trying to get rid of the gas pains. I remember that as well too. Very, very flamboyant. After getting to be able to go home the next day, she kept walking and resting, and within 48 hours she was feeling so much better. And she says she spent the last 3 weeks drinking protein shakes. Her favorite is chocolate with peanut butter powder in it, strained soups, and getting used to her new normal. She says that she's lucky enough, and let me just say I concur, lucky enough to have a husband as a partner in crime. He had his surgery 12 days after hers. So she finally says that she's so happy that she's gotten to the stage in her journey. She's feeling good, she's seeing results, and she can't wait to see what life has in store for her in the coming weeks and months and years. And that is so wonderful. I'm so proud of her. Wait till you see these pictures. Now remember, she's only a month out of surgery. I'm gonna come around, I'm gonna show you her before picture, and then I'll show you her after picture, okay? So here is her before picture, and I know that there's a glare. I'm right by the window. Okay, so can you see her before picture? And Melissa says congrats, and I concur. Congrats, Kelly. That was her before. Now look at her after picture. Like, significant difference. Am I right? I think I'm right. So congratulations. I am going to get her bio featured a little bit later today, and she will get a Bariatrics and Tips logo magnet in the mail as soon as I send it. So hopefully that'll go out in the next day or two, Kelly. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Now, how did she get to be on the Sunday Spotlight, you might ask? Well, thank you for such a great question. I will tell you. All you have to do to be included on the Sunday Spotlight is message me a short bio and some pictures and let me know about your journey. And let me tell you something, there are no rules for this Sunday Spotlight. It doesn't matter if you're 1 day out of surgery, 1 month out of surgery, 1 year out of surgery. I don't care. I just want to celebrate you, okay? Kelly was a month out, and she has made such huge strides. And for people like us who have literally tried every single diet out there, and we've resorted to weight loss surgery as a tool for ourselves, for survival, for saving our lives, there's no milestone that should not be celebrated. You are so much braver than you ever thought you would be, just because you contemplated and had weight loss surgery, and you are meant to be celebrated. So there is my bariatric rant. Please consider yourself for the Sunday Spotlight. It is going to cost you nothing except a few minutes of your time to get me a bio, maybe some words of wisdom, maybe a mantra that you have, a before and current picture, and if you wanted to share your stats with us, we would love to see those too, okay? And that is how Kelly got featured on today's Sunday Spotlight. So thank you once again, Kelly, for joining us. I think now would be a great time to segue into our recipe demonstration, because it is a good one. I love experimenting with dishes, and I've got a lot of recipes that I've created, but I love them all in their own right, but this one is really special to me because I always grew up thinking that fried rice was like this taboo, decadent, fast foodish type of no-no to have. And of course, the more you didn't think you could have it, the more you wanted it. And it was always so delicious. And then one day, I think it was before I had bariatric surgery, one day I was logging food into my fitness pal, and I typed in chicken, like restaurant chicken fried rice, and my mind was blown. I couldn't believe the calories, the fat, the saturated fat, the carbs, the everything. And it was a very sad day in my household, realizing that it just wasn't, I couldn't eat it in good conscience. But now I have changed my ways, and I have been one with the force, and I have remade fried rice, where it is neither fried nor is it rice, but it tastes so flamming good that your mind is going to be blown. So I'm not gonna make it for you on camera. I've already made it. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna give you some tricks and tips along the way, and I'm gonna spotlight a few of the ingredients that I've used, and then I'm gonna show you the final product and hope and pray that you will try it on your own, because it's not expensive, it's not difficult. I think it took me more time to prepare the ingredients and have it all out on the counter than it did to like actually make the whole thing together. And that's one thing, that's gonna be the first trick and tip that I give you today. I think it's the French that want everything, the mise en place. I'm probably saying it wrong, but a good chef has all of her ingredients prepared and laid out, because once this process gets underway, it's gonna go speedy fast. And so having things cut, having things weighed and measured, having the oil ready and the sauces ready and the shirataki drained, it's all super critical, okay? So I'll run down the ingredients for you. I call this fried rice knot because it is just, it's such a special treat. I'm so excited. So we're gonna start with 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce, a teaspoon of mustard, just your regular yellow mustard. If you wanted like a more in-depth flavor, you could opt for Dijon, whatever you want. That's the good thing about this recipe and any of these recipes, and any of these recipes in the entire universe, is you can make it however you want. Modify it to fit your palate. And that is how you are going to not feel deprived, and everything is just gonna taste lovely. We want to do chili paste. Now, if you're not familiar with chili paste, I've got some right here, and I can come around. You can get this in the Asian section of your favorite grocery store. This is a pretty common brand. It's only like $2. It's, you know, it's funny because they call it chili paste, but it's, to me, it really looks like chili sauce. But it's so good, and if you like spicy things, you're gonna love it. Now, my recipe calls for a tablespoon of chili paste. If you're not into the hot stuff, baby, reduce it to a teaspoon or 2, or start with a teaspoon and then build up, because you can always add more, but it would be really hard to add less. Then what I did is I used Gene Pro. I fortified the sauce with 2 scoops of Gene Pro, but I made it into a syrup first, okay? And I'm really proud of the fact that I've mastered the art of turning Gene Pro into a syrup, because that helps me be able to cook with it in liquid and solid form. And I actually have a 2-minute YouTube video on my YouTube channel, Bariatrics and Tips, but I did measure some out today, and I was going to show you exactly how to make it into a syrup if you'd like to see that today. So I'll backtrack and I'll come right back to that. Let me just run down the ingredients for you. We're going to use a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. Sesame oil is my favorite thing to cook with, especially when I'm making Asian type food, just because it gives that toasted sesame flavor, and it adds just another layer of richness. We're going to use 3 ounces of boneless, skinless chicken breast, but what you need to do is you need to dice it up, finely diced, into little tiny cubes. The directions say 1/2 inch cubes. You could even go 1/4 inch, whatever you'd like. Black pepper to taste. Half a cup of finely chopped green onion, whole green onion, so the green and the white until you get to 1/2 cup. You'd like a 1/4 cup of chopped carrots, a minced clove of garlic, 3/4 of a cup of cauliflower rice, and a cup of the shirataki rice-shaped pasta. And the reason I wanted originally to have them equal amounts, but I realized that when I took everything out of this rice-shaped, my rice-shaped pasta, this was a cup anyways, so I wasn't gonna just reduce it. I just decided to use the whole thing. Now, if you're not familiar with the rice-shaped shirataki pasta, I'm gonna show it to you. This is my favorite, did I say favorite? Brand of shirataki pasta. It comes in rice shaped, it comes in fettuccine, it comes in spaghetti, and it does come in penne, although I have to admit that's not my favorite at all. But this rice shaped, it's really cool because 2 of these come in a package. So 2 of these come in this, and it's about $3.50. It's at Meijer here locally, and where I have found that they keep this is in the pasta section right up on the top shelf, okay? So you're just gonna use 1 pouch of this, but the really key takeaway that you want is to make sure that you drain it and rinse it. So I put it into like a fine mesh strainer and I let the water run on it and I kind of just play with it until it's nice and drained, and then I set it aside. Okay, so a combination of shirataki rice-shaped pasta and riced cauliflower is going to be the basis of our fried rice, and you can't even taste it. I wish that I could feed this to you through this broadcast because it is so good, and I'm so excited for you to try it. All right, so finally, I told you about the cauliflower rice and the shirataki rice-shaped pasta. The directions do say drained and patted dry. A 1/4 cup of frozen peas, and then instead of using an actual egg, I use 2 large egg whites. I use olive oil cooking spray and then salt to taste. And those are the ingredients. So I want to make this Gene Pro syrup for you. It's going to require some really probably very sloppy camera work. So here I am. I'm going to take you off the tripod. Hi, Betty Marie. I'm going to take you off the tripod and I'm going to come over here to the sink and I'm going to turn the camera, if I can figure out how to do it. Yes. Okay. So I am going to show you my Gene Pro. This is my approach to making, whoops, I don't want to show you my rice. That was for later. Okay, so here's the Gene Pro. I'm going to turn the water on. And really what you want to do is you want to kind of like the same way that you would prepare cornstarch, a cornstarch slurry, you're going to do the same thing for here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water in here and then I'm going to shake it around. And I kind of wish that I had my other hand accessible. Okay, see how it's becoming a slurry? I'm going to put a tad bit more water in and I'm going to shake it up a little. I'm going to switch hands because I'm a lefty and this feels so much better. And it's becoming a slurry. And then what you need to do, if you get little air pocket bubbles in there, like I did, and it's funny because that rarely happens, except when I am filming, is I take a stirrer and I just stir it. So you want to get those air bubbles out there. And then what you're going to do, whoops, there we go. Sorry, I told you I'm not a camera person by any stretch of the imagination. All right, so that gets set aside. And then my slurry, all I'm gonna do is set it here for just a little bit and I'm gonna let it just chill out and, as my kids would call it, vibe. And then it just turns into a little syrup form and then I can pour it into the sauce for the fried rice knot, okay? So I'm gonna go back to the tripod now. I will show you this once again. I'm gonna turn it on me. Hello. All right, and I'm gonna put you back on the tripod and hope that we can resume this fine feature program. All right, hi. All right, cool. Can you see me okay? Melissa, does it look all right? I think so, right? So that's the ingredients for the fried rice. What you're gonna do to start off is in a small bowl, you're gonna combine the soy sauce, the mustard, the chili paste, the Gene Pro slurry, and the sesame oil, and you just want to set that aside. And then you'll season the cube chicken with salt and pepper, and you want to cook that in a wok or a skillet. I like to use the same wok that I used for the fried rice, that way you retain all the flavors. You want to do that over medium-high heat, but you want to make sure that when you're using a wok that you're dealing with like a blazing hot wok. So you're gonna let it get super hot until like you take a drop of water and you fling it onto the pan and it sizzles. That's how you know it's ready. And then I scatter the chicken cubes into the skillet with a splash of either cooking spray or some sesame oil. And you want to stir it occasionally until the sides are brown and it's no longer pink inside. And then you just want to transfer it to a plate. But don't wash the wok out. You want to keep all that amazing flavor, and you want to mist the skillet again or put a tad bit more oil in there. And then you want to add your green onions, your carrot, and your garlic to the pan. You'll stir it for a couple minutes, and then you can add your cooked shirataki rice, your riced cauliflower, and the peas. So the peas are going to come in toward the end of this whole process because you don't want them to get dull green. You want them to be bright green and pretty. So what you're going to do after you've got those in there and they're turning bright green, you're going to take your spatula and you're going to make a little hole in the center of your wok, and that's where you're going to spray that little hole in your wok with some cooking spray, and you're going to put your egg whites in there, and then you're going to basically cook everything together so that the egg whites are distributed throughout your concoction. Then you can return your chicken to the pan. You can put your soy sauce mixture that you had set aside in there and stir everything together, and then you want to serve it immediately. And so what I like to do afterward, I don't like to cook cilantro so much, but I love to use it as a garnish. I'm going to sprinkle the cilantro over for more color. I love cilantro. I cannot have enough cilantro. So, and then you've got this gorgeous fried rice that is just absolutely amazing. I'm going to actually show you with a spoon. I'm going to come on over and I'm going to show you my fried rice. I might have to take it. I'm going to do the right thing here. I'm going to take you off the tripod. I'm going to flip it down and I'm going to show you my fried rice. So tell me what you think. It is so delicious. It looks like fried rice, doesn't it? And the flavor is amazing. So you can have this as a side dish to anything that you want to cook, or you could even cook another chicken breast and you can serve it on top of this and make it into a meal. That's the beauty of this recipe. It can be a side dish or it can be a main entree. Either way, you're going to get full fast. Thanks, Kelly. It was really great. Please promise me that when you're able to, you will try it, okay? Hey, Mark's on too. Your partner in crime. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining. So anyways, that is our not so fried rice. It is so good. And again, I hope you love it as much as I do. I'm going to get back to the tripod. Hello again. I need a better camera crew other than just myself because my dog Lego decided he didn't want to be part of it. All right, so that is fried rice. I hope that you loved it as much as I do. I want to talk to you a little bit about the things that are coming up in episodes to come. But first, remember, Bariatrics and Tips is on all social media. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok. And the name remains the same, Bariatrics and Tips. So make sure you look us up. There are some platforms that are wider used than others right now, but we are there. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by the same name. You can view all episodes of Bariatrics and Tips. We started this in February. So we've got, I think this might be the 29th, maybe the 30th episode. So there's lots of fun episodes and recipe demonstrations for you to watch. Next week is September 12th. And next week we have Mongolian beef, another Asian-inspired favorite of mine, and not just a favorite of mine, but a favorite of my husband's. And he is a huge child with a very finicky palate, and he loves it. The only difference is when I make it for him, I make him with regular rice and I make mine with a combination of the shirataki rice and the cauliflower rice. So that's next week, Mongolian beef. It is an amazing recipe and I can't wait to show it to you. September 19th, I am going to do homemade chicken nuggets. This is a game changer, and in fact, I had it for lunch today. I made a whole bunch of them. They're in the refrigerator. They can be microwaved, they can be heated up in the oven, or they could be air fried, and it doesn't matter how you do it, they are amazing. I serve it with either ketchup, barbecue sauce, or honey mustard, and sometimes I just have all three because it's that good. September 26th, we're gonna do faux pho, which is the Asian soup that I love to make, chock full of vegetables and a rich ginger-based broth that will have you foaming at the mouth in no time. October 3rd, we're gonna do a spinach frittata. October 10th, chicken caprese. Hopefully I said that right. October 17th, Asian chicken lettuce wraps. October 24th, spaghetti squash pizza cups. You had me at pizza. I love pizza. Pizza does not love me, but I love the taste of pizza and the sauce and the cheese, and you are gonna love spaghetti squash pizza cups. October 31st, jalapeno cheese fritters. Oh my gosh, I made these last week when I was experimenting, and seriously, it was like the mothership called me home. November 7th, we're gonna start getting ready for Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna show you a pumpkin ricotta protein pie. November 14th, I just scheduled this today. We are gonna do a sushi and poke bowl demonstration. This was inspired after a week-long obsession with sushi. When I was out of town last week with my best friends, we had sushi one night, and I swear if I would have died that night, I would have died happy. But I made it today. I made sushi, and I made sushi with seaweed paper. Look at that. And now I'm making a mess. I shouldn't have even showed you, but I was so stoked about it that I had to share. Where was I? That was November 14th. I don't have anything for November 21st. November 28th, I have sweet potato protein pancakes. And then December 5th and December 12th haven't been scheduled yet. And that's a great way for me to segue into this segment. If you want to win a Bariatrics and Tips magnet and you have an idea for a recipe demonstration, I've got 3 slots to fill. Totally could be your suggestion that wins a magnet and gets me to fill in one of the gaps that I currently have with my broadcasts, okay? So we've got a lot of really good segments in store. You can see all of these events on Bariatrics and Tips on our public Facebook page. And I hope to see you at all of them. It's so much fun to be able to do this with you every Sunday. Unless you have any questions now, I think I'm ready to sign off. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate the turnout. I hope you're as excited about fried rice not as I am. I might have to steal a bite, but I was trying to save it for, oh, you know what I could tell you? Let me tell you about the nutrition of our fried rice not. Real quick, 1 batch of fried rice will yield 4 3/4 cup servings. So heaping 1/4 cup. So be generous with your 3/4 of a cup. Each serving is 142 calories, 7 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fat, and a whopping 26 grams of protein. So there's only one more thing I gotta say to that. Booyah. It's a great dish, okay? And this was a great show. Thank you, Melissa, for staying so. I concur. You guys have been great. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. It is gorgeous here in West Michigan. It is 80 degrees. It's partly sunny, and I'm gonna go take the dog for another walk. Have a great Labor Day. Be safe, be kind, be well, and eat well. And you've got this. We've all got this, okay? Thank you guys so much. Have a great one. Bye-bye.